In my business, I've struggled a little bit with getting my message out and the branding side of what I do, especially when it comes to networking events or just in general trying to tell people what my business encompasses and what I do. It seems like the minute I say the words retirees, senior citizens, the elderly, like I've had them, I've got their attention. And then I say one of those words and they're like, yep, nope, I'm out. Nice meeting you. I'm on to something else. And I really hate this because, of course, I'm excited and passionate about what I do. And I understand that not everybody is going to be. However, aging is coming for all of us. It's happening to all of us right now. And even if it's not obvious that we're aging, we've got people in our lives that are aging and that are experiencing the effects of aging. I hate that there is not a word in the English language or even in the Navajo language, which is part of my culture and heritage, that fully encompasses the nobility and the wisdom around the way that I feel about our elders. Now, that word elders is probably the closest word that I can imagine in the English language that captures the nobility and all the greatness that comes with this particular demographic. I myself, in my business, have been playing around with the word elderhood. And it's not perfect, but it's probably the best I've got for right now. We have childhood, we have adulthood, but what comes after that? Elderhood. Again, this word is not perfect, but I do like using it for a couple of reasons. It's fun, right? Childhood, elderhood. But it's also not a word that we hear frequently. And so often what I will find when I'm meeting someone and telling them about who I am, what I do, when I'm talking about my story or whatever I'm passionate about, which is the elderly, I will try to not say words like elderly or senior citizen or retiree. And instead I will say the word elderhood. And they kind of perk up a little bit. And it gives them pause. Enough pause for me to maybe have an in. To really have an opportunity to explain to them what I do and why I do it, and why I'm passionate about it. I think that broadly, we're a society, a world even, that is obsessed with being young, that is obsessed with youthfulness. Well, none of us are youthening. None of us are getting younger as time goes on. We're all aging, all of us. And I don't understand why there is such stigma surrounding aging. It's always been a baffling component of what I do. My entire career has been in long-term care with occasional stints in like an acute rehab setting, maybe. But by and large, for the entirety of my career, it's been in long-term care, working with those in elderhood. And I'm so grateful and glad that I was able to find my niche so early in my career. I've loved it, start to finish, and would not trade a minute of it. Even the bad, even the sad, even the heartbreaking. I am a much better person for having experienced the things I did than I could ever imagine. My life is enriched for having had these experiences. So again, I don't understand the stigma that lies around the aging, or the aged, or those in elderhood, whatever word you want to use. When I am consulting with clients or people who are in elderhood, I often ask them, what do you think that younger folks think of you in this life stage? And almost inevitably they will say that they feel like younger generations think that they have lost their purpose and that they're useless and that they have nothing to offer. And when I ask them, well, how do you feel about yourself in this life stage? Those are not the answers they give. Of course they have something to offer. Of course they are not useless. They're not powerless either. I think sometimes they're fragile, and that's okay. I think sometimes they're vulnerable, and that's okay too. I hate when they are taken advantage of because of their fragility or their vulnerability. But as far as having something to offer, as far as having worth and value, I mean, they see it within themselves, right? Why can't the rest of us? These are all questions that that plague me in my job. Things that I want to change. And if I'm being really honest, that's a big part of why I got into this part of my career, why I changed careers midstream and got into this field, why I started my own business. I want to change the conversation about how those in elderhood are perceived and what happens to them, how we honor them or how we don't honor them. These are hard things to talk about. I want to talk about the hard things. I want to make it make sense. I want to understand it so fully that I am able to make an effectual change within my community, within our society. So when it comes to what word we're using, I really wish that there was an all-encompassing word, something that I could say to folks to educate them that completely encapsulates what someone in elderhood is. So if any of you have any ideas of what that word might be, I would love to hear it from you. I would love to hear your suggestions. In the meantime, be watching for changes coming to CC Marston and Company. I'm adding a blog. I've added a YouTube channel. You can find me either under my name, Cheyenne Marston, or Ask Shani. I've gone with that hashtag Ask Shani because I want you to ask me things. I want to be able to say, you know what? I don't know the answer to that, but let's find it out together. Or, you know, this is a really good topic for discussion. Come be on my podcast. Be watching my social media. I hope to shake things up a little bit this year, going into my second year of business, which I am completely excited about. I'm grateful to all of you who've been on this journey with me this last year. It couldn't have gone better. I'm so pleased and have had a fantastic first year in business. Moving into my second year, I hope you'll be on this journey with me. And you'll stick around with me to see what transpires and how everything evolves. Stay with me as I try to make a huge, effectual change and bring awareness to this conversation about aging and what it means to truly age, and erasing all the stigma around everything related to aging. Old age ain't no place for sissies. It's hard, and I want to talk about the hard stuff.